Night Football on NBC. Allen and Chris are the best on TV. Stars are out, it's the game to see. 'Cause the NFL runs on NBC.
All right, YouTube, what's going on? Matt Kennedy here. We are here in the booth. Cameron, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. Good to see
All
y'all,
right.
chat.
We're ready, man. We're ready to go, dude. You know, this is really primetime football, really at its finest. We got two fine teams come from the SEC. How do you feel overall week one has been for this team, Cameron? Or for this league?
Sure. So far, lots and lots of upsets. With Heisman difficulty, it's really shown the skill gap in this league. Auburn barely won with 7 picks. It's been a crazy week so far, but this week, human versus human game, this should be even better.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
absolutely. I really can't believe I lost with Texas last night playing Colorado State at home. Really a falter there for myself, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a long season with Heisman. Obviously, wear and tear in effect as well. How about that Miami-Florida game? Anything you saw in that game?
Oh, that was an amazing game. Aaron barely losing by 4, but the Gators quarterback, who's a freshman, by the way, DJ Logway, he is an amazing player in his debut. JNY, great coach. It looks like he's setting up his team for a lot of success.
Yeah, absolutely. And, one thing I'll say as well is remember, 12 teams are going to have the right to play in the college football championship playoff series. 4 get a bye, 8 will play in the round, of 12 and all that stuff. But remember, guys, in order to get a top 4 seed in this year, you are going to have a conference win. You have to win your conference to get a top 4 seed. And seeds 5 through 12, again, will play in the round play-in tournament. And we see Arizona and New Mexico there as well. What a great game that was, 35-28. And with that said, it is 6:40. We are ready to go ahead and get started here. Let's go ahead over into the game here. We're going to tune in here to the primetime game. It is Clemson, and we are playing here against Georgia. We have the number 17 ranked team in the nation. We have Clemson. I believe Panzer is playing Joey Vitt here, Georgia. We already have seen a lot of recruits for Georgia. Hopefully I can pull them up right here on the screen real quick. I go under the recruiting, and I go under the top classes here. As you can see, Georgia has a lot of recruits. We have a lot of 4 stars for them coming in next year. Already the best team in the league, but as we know, it should be a dandy here. SEC bloodbath between these two teams. Cameron, what are your takeaways for these teams to win tonight?
I mean, Georgia has a really tough Power 10 schedule just for this season in general. If Clemson will beat Georgia, it's this season.
Yeah. You really got to go out there and recruit. I think that's a big part of every program. Have 2 or 3 quarterbacks that are viable. We saw last night Texas put in, Arch Manning because, in the fourth quarter, his injury risk was just severe. And anytime you see severe and you have over 5 minutes left in the ball game, you got to put that player in. You can't take a hit at a star quarterback when he's in the red, severe for wear and tear. But here comes Clemson out of the tunnel. Obviously they have a history in the college football, nation with Trevor Lawrence back in the day. And also, I could be wrong, but didn't they have Deshaun Watson as well? Cameron?
Deshaun Watson.
I'm pretty sure Deshaun Watson was Clemson. Am I wrong?
Yes, he was in Clemson. He was 3rd in the Heisman voting in 2015.
Yeah, it's very exciting. But here we go. We got 91 overall Georgia against 87 overall Clemson. Hello, friends from the booth. It's always good to see you here for week 1. As off the kickoff is Peyton Woodwing. To return it is Randall. No, it's a fair catch. And out comes the quarterback. He's a junior. It's Cade Klubnik. What are your takeaways here for the Clemson offense to succeed here, Cameron?
I really think with their senior running back Phil Maffa and their receiver one Tyler Brown, their tight end, arguably their best weapon, Jake Briddingstall, I see a lot of success.
I do. We see a small jet pass there for 3 yards to the right side, 2nd and 7. A down that could be really pass or run for these two teams. Sellout crowd. We expect nothing less here in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Aflac game here, sponsor. Gotta love Aflac commercials. Klubnik, shotgun. To his right, Maffa, again the senior running back. Georgia, 4-man front, very powerful as we know, an SEC powerhouse. Handoff, give him 2, 3rd and 5.
And man, Georgia really playing some great defense here on the run game. It looks like he knows about how powerful the Clemson senior is and Phil Maffa. Looks like they're going to be rushing 4 or 5 or even blitzing pretty often.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to serve this 4-man front. It's a 4-2-5 formation. Angle route. Klubnik takes the snap. Right side has a man. It's going to be the tight end. How about this name, Jake Briddingstall?
Ooh, Jake Briddingstall. He's a senior. He's going to graduate this year. Need to give him as much targets as possible. And trust me, he's fast. He's no joke.
He sure is, man. Big Mr. B. The senior, the tight end. Again, shotgun, Klubnik. He's in a motion him, right on cue, Briddingstall. Handoff. It's a fake direct motion. Loss of 2 in the backfield. 52. Not sure what his name is, but that's all right.
And Georgia's defensive line has really been a sentiment of their success over the years, and it's nothing short in this game either. Clemson's offensive line, really great, but Georgia's defensive line is unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, winning the trenches is a big thing, both in college and the NFL. Jet pass, left side, it's Williams. Will fight for 4, and that's Antonio Williams, a sophomore who redshirted. Third and 6 now. Go ahead, Cameron. Go ahead. Sorry.
You're good.
3rd down and 6. We have trips formation to the left. We all know this in cut. Takes a snap. Angle route. His he throws intercepted by number 2, the left sideline. And that's going to go all the way to the crib in Georgia. Living up to expectations here in the Aflac kickoff game.
Wow. Smale Munden Jr. with the pick. Oh, I mean, who was expecting this?
Well, the one thing I'll say when you're out in trips is that, is it going to be the flat route? Is it going to be the angle route? Is it going to be the wheel route? Right there to DBs. They picked it out perfectly. It was the flat route. Anticipation, old school football. Extra point that time by Woodring is good. 7-0 early start.
Smale Munden Jr., who's a senior. Really great pass coverage, middle linebacker, 6'3", 225 pounds. His physical traits are he's a robber, house call, which just happened just now, and wrap up. He's a heck of a player.
Yeah, absolutely. And, really coverage is a big part of this game. A lot of people love the speed, but, keep in mind that the reactions are from those man coverage stats. It's from those zone stats. And it, really showed right there from the DB. So now Georgia, we all know they're a 91 overall team, number 1 ranked. Here comes wide shallow cross from Clemson. He's going to go ahead and do a corner route there in the slot. Takes a snap, 4-man rush. In the pocket, throws a dart. I believe that was to Tyler Brown, the sophomore. It was. First down. Give him 25.
Wow, the sophomore coming from South Carolina. He's very fast, very, very elusive. Can Georgia's corners clamp him? I don't know.
One thing I'll say about 5 wide is that, especially in this game, we all know Cut doesn't really have that much defense, but at least, for, Regs and Dynasty and, even Road to Glory, right? Like, you really had the speed in Regs. And so spreading out the defense is never a bad thing. It showed right there, middle dart, give him 25 yards. Takes a snap, he's going to roll out right into a Georgia flood of rushers. Throws it away, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it seemed to be a great zone coverage play by Georgia. I don't think Clemson was expecting that. He tries to roll out, but he has to throw it away with Georgia's Heck of a D-line. Heck of a D-line.
Well, not just that, but a righty quarterback rolling left is a recipe for a disaster. Klubnik takes a snap, 3-man rush, and he's going to go down. 52 has done it again, 3rd and 17.
Wow, Kristen Miller, number 52 with the sack. Clemson's going to have to get this ball out soon, man. Maybe some short routes, some checkdowns. They're going to have to adjust.
Absolutely. 3rd down and 17. It's a pass commit recipe here for the Georgia defense. Clay Klubnik, he throws incomplete. 4th down, and looks like the punt unit's going to come out with Aiden Swanson.
Wow, this pressure is rolling in. And Clemson looked like they were about to go for it, but they decided not to with the great scheme, the great defensive mind of Joey Vitt.
Yeah, Georgia, it's going to be a team that people have to try to beat. Really in this game, and it even goes back to, my franchise days, with the online Madden franchise, getting that first round bye is a big deal. Wear and tear, getting that rest. And really the bloodbath for the SEC is going to come down to, cool, make the playoffs, whatever, but are you a top 4 seed? Are you not for that extra week of rest? Carson Beck, welcome to the college football here in week 1. He's in a motion. Someone to the left side, it's going to be Thomas. Takes a snap. In motion. ETN, handoff. Give him 8. 2nd and 2.
Now, that's a great first snap by the number 1 team in Georgia, Trevor Etienne. They're going to really abuse him. He's a junior. He's a running back 1. He's going to give Clemson some problems, I'm telling you, Matt.
Well, one thing I'll say as well is when I see Etienne, I got to blink my eyes 3 times, reopen it, maybe blink 7 more times. Is Etienne playing for Clemson? Is that Travis Etienne? No. It's actually his brother, Trevor Etienne. Maybe they're cousins. What's going on right here? Oh, my gosh. It's a trick replay. Number 11, 1st down.
Oh. Georgia's offense is no joke. Joey Vitt is right now making a name for himself in Coach K's Dynasty. And, man, they have the highest overall on the team. They have no excuse to lose, and they're definitely making a statement right here in this game in the first quarter.
Absolutely. That was Roderick Robinson in the seam. It's Delp, the junior tight end. Oscar Delp up the seam. 1st down, Georgia.
My goodness. The junior tight end making plays to be expected. This is not very surprising for Georgia. Clemson, we know, has had issues with defense in the past, especially last season. But with their seniors on defense now, I think they really need to make a statement here.
Absolutely, Etienne. This is a house call. Right side, waves to the fans. Touchdown, Etienne.
Oh, my goodness. I think Clemson is running a little bit man coverage, and Georgia's really exploiting that right now. Running the ball into Clemson's throw. At home, too. At home. And the crowd, it must be going wild right now. This is a really great start for Georgia, especially against a top 17 team in Clemson. This is a great game.
Absolutely. And, one thing we'll work on in the future is maybe having some crowd sound embedded into the stream, but also it is important, of course, here the commentators of the game. We have Randall up the middle of the field, and he is leveled by 17 there, 15-yard line. And, it makes you wonder. It's 14-0. Georgia gets ball at half. The question is here, Cameron, is Clemson going to come back, or for all you bettors out there, cover the damn spread?
Well, it seems like Clemson, if they got to make a push, then I think it's going to have to be here. They got to play more safer, less deep throws. Joe has to, or Panzer, my bad. Panzer has to seriously focus here.
There's that man again, bringing Stool. Give him 5, 2nd and 5. It's that was one of the best plays that I like in cut. It's called mesh. He actually had the running back open for a little bit more yardage, but you got to take what you can get in the college football league, especially towards a top team like Georgia. Pressure comes, bringing Stool. Has room to run, right side. Tackle made, past midfield, 49-yard line. How about this guy, Jake Bergenstool?
Just like that, Klubnik 6 for 9, despite the pick. That's his longest pass of the game. Should see more of that out of the tight end one.
You know, it's like we're watching Matt Kennedy play Mutt right here. We see Wisesail. We saw Mesh in motion. It's going to be a jet pass. It's going to be number 10 inside, loss of 1. And what a play that time. That was Troy Stellato, the junior who redshirted. Loss of 1.
And now after that hit, his risk of injury is now high. Might need to take him out of the game. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, you know, one thing I'll say as well, Cameron, is that, you know, what are your thoughts on making this dynasty going forward, Heisman?
I really think it's going to be a lot more competitive. No easy games. It's going to be fun. You're not going to get bored halfway in. I think it's a great change, and the poll for Heisman will close at 8 p.m., and it seems like it's going to happen. And oh my gosh, it's dropped.
Yeah, it's dropped, but to be fair, the deep blue safety that time, number 24, is right there in that cover 1 hole with a middle third there. What a play that time by 24 to break that up. 3rd down 11 here, 11 seconds left. Heisman difficulty in this dynasty. It's slants with a corner route, 3-man rush. No, it's 4. Pressure came. It's 52. He's making a name for himself.
Oh.
Holy smokes, we got to know who that is.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
Miller.
Georgia's oh,
Miller is dominating, man. Are you kidding me? Is that Warren Sapp out there?
he completely destroyed that left guard right there. Oh my god. That is embarrassing.
4th down 11.
Embarrassing.
I don't know if I agree with this. They're going to block the running back. Mafa, it's a verticals look. He has him up the seam there on the vertical. And it's a 1st down there to Sapp, the backup tight end sophomore.
Yep. That was definitely the best possible read there that Clemson could have made. Georgia looked like they were playing for a deep pass, but they did not guard that seam, and just like that, Clemson has a 1st down.
High risk, high reward. In this point, it's the reward. 1st down, and then a quarterback keeper by Cade Klubnik, the junior. No gain.
Once again, Georgia's going to be blazing in, so I think Clemson's going to have to be forced to pass here. If they're going to win the game, I don't think it can be on the ground.
Yeah, you know, the National Football League, the league above this, you know, the thing is it's a very pass-first league now. We see Mahomes, you know, analytics. It used to be a lot more 50-50, but now you'd be surprised. First of all, hit, thrown, incomplete there again, pressured by Christian Miller. But the one thing I'll say is, remember, even the NFL, we're seeing more trends now, more 60-40 the pass game, a lot more than old school football. Line it up, Jim Brown back in the 40s, 1st down, here we go. Pressure, but it's a dart, and it's incomplete. Oh, he had him there.
And they're going to kick a lengthy field goal here.
That's right. Oh, on Heisman. Oh, here we go. Is he going to kick it or call timeout? 4th and 10.
Might have to call timeout.
Timeout, Clemson.
Yeah. I mean, only like 5% of the population can make that kick. I think the timeout was the right decision. I did see Florida State, however, make a 45-yard kick today, but trust me, it's not a chip shot.
Absolutely, it's not. 4th down and 10. To his right is still Phil Maffei. Or Maffei, the senior. Corner route, post route. We see a curl route there by Bringstool. Now he does a slant. Takes a snap. Pressure left side. Throws a corner out. Swatted away by number 1. Turnover on downs by Georgia.
Wow, that is a great deflection by Ellis Robinson, the 4th. He does have the ability blanket coverage, so that's not very surprising.
Reactions for sure. We see Carson Beck here with the, is that silver or platinum field general?
I believe
silver. I wonder. I mean, it's got to be one of those two. In my opinion, one of the flaws of this game is that silver and platinum look very similar. But there he goes. It is Lovett.
Wow.
The senior, Dominic Lovett, touchdown, Georgia.
Honestly, if I was Clemson, I would not have used that safety right there. He swerved and made the pass wide open. And just like that, Clemson's up by 3 possessions. This is a crazy game for both teams. This says a lot.
Yeah, you know, 21-0, and they get ball at half. And, you know, I'll be dead honest. If I had to change one thing right now in the Clemson, you know, really book of magic right now, the one thing I would say is we have to maybe slow down a little bit. Let's take some check downs and try to build some confidence, you know, in that junior quarterback of his, Cade Klubnik. Yeah, he has experience, all that stuff, but I mean, we're talking about a high-stakes game right here. I mean, this is a team that is full of depth, but you cannot let the first game jitters get to you here on primetime here, in Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
And also, I don't know why Clemson returned that. Now they're stuck on the 13.
That's right, Georgia. Pressure, hit as he throws, 2nd and 10. Pressure that time by Jay Hall.
Sophomore. I mean, Georgia's defensive line and the Clemson offensive line isn't that bad. It's just Georgia's defensive line is incredible, and we're going to see it a lot here tonight. But also, I got to say, this might be a big game, but this is week 1, so if Clemson will make mistakes, it's going to be this game.
Absolutely. 5-man rush. Corner out, click on, incomplete. Covers that time by number 12. 3rd and 10.
And -7 rushing yards for Clemson. They obviously have to pass here. I think Georgia knows that. They might pass commit here. This is a big play right here, I'm telling you.
Well, it even goes to the real NFL, like we talked about before. When you get yourselves behind the sticks, 3rd and 10 or more, teams can pass commit, and those DNs know it's a pass play. We're going to go in and do a power move right away. It's a corner route, though. Number 0, it's Williams, Antonio Williams down the sideline. The sophomore, he redshirted. Touchdown, Clemson.
Oh, and just like that, Clemson, with their speed that they've always had through the years, they finally take advantage of that. And number 0, with the new numbers that players can now use number 0, just like that. It's a way closer game than it was before. And next drive, this is a big, if Clemson gets a stop here, that could be pretty huge for the long run.
Absolutely. And of course, Robert Gunn III, extra point is good. 21-7 here to kick off is going to be, I believe, Aiden Swanson, the lefty. He's going to kick off deep to the left. Side of the field to return it. Number 11 for Georgia, 18-yard line, less of a touchback. So now this is it. This is a response defense chance here for Clemson, trying to impose their will on Carson Beck, the all but intimidating senior quarterback who's pretty much NFL prone. 1st down and 10, under center. Small trips to the left. Beck. Handoff, ETN running room, right side, pass to right hash, the 40 to 50, spin move. There he goes down the sideline. He's accelerating. ETN, touchdown, Georgia.
Wow. 2 plays on offense in a row is a touchdown. Trevor Etienne. Wow, that is absolutely incredible. And also in the stadium, this game might be in Georgia, but if you can see, it looks like half the stadium are Clemson fans. So Georgia does have the home advantage here, but the Clemson fans are really making a statement.
Absolutely. And, it even goes back to, even other sports, right? Good fan bases will travel for their teams. I'm going to give a shout out to Chris Smith and Pittsburgh Nation. Pittsburgh Steelers, their fans travel all the time. I'll see them at Dallas Stadium. I'll even see them, all the way down to Miami, waving those terrible towels. Good franchises, good teams. They travel to see their team. They're there. They support them through the good and the bad. Speaking of bad right here, 28-7 Georgia. Takes a snap, shotgun. What a dart. It's going to be to number 6. I want to say that's Tyler Brown, but don't quote me.
I believe that is Tyler Brown, the receiver 1 sophomore, making a statement.
Absolutely. It was. It's Brown, number 6 in the slot.
Yeah,
4 verticals here. Takes a snap. Pressure, left side, number 11, incomplete, 2nd and 10.
And I don't know if Clemson noticed, but the outside receiver looked wide open on the left side. I guess he just missed him.
Yep, and that's Jalen Walker. I saw a quick jump. I saw some good abilities. What are your thoughts on quick jump this year, Cameron?
Quick jump is going to be a problem. I know I'm Michigan, and you're Texas. I know Texas has some great quick jump players. I think I got to prepare for that next week. And just like that again, pressure.
Yeah, this is looking like the old Georgia that beat TCU 60-0. This is a team that's ferocious in the interior. And the pressure came that time. And again, if you're Clemson, this is one of those games where it's If you see a check down, you take it, you eat away at the defense. We see again a 3rd down and 10 situation. They probably pass committed. Right side, Bringing Stool has been an MVP for this team so far. 4 catches, 69 yards for the senior tight end, number 9.
I mean, this guy is really great. The only thing he's missing is a touchdown, but they're gonna have to throw to him a lot more to make this comeback.
Absolutely. Zig route, popular against man coverage, ran versus zone that time. It's caught that time by number 10, and we see right now that Klubnik has a high risk of injury here.
Oh. I doubt Clemson will take him out of the game, but who knows? Anything could happen.
Team managing of injuries a bigger part this year than ever. We don't know about man 25 having it. Probably not. It would have said something in the gameplay deep dive. But here we go. 4-man rush. Right side, there's a check down. It's going to be to... How on earth do you say his name? Maffa?
Phil Maffa.
Maffa. Yep. First down.
The senior.
Phil Maffa, the senior running back. Really good block at the time by left tackle with 78 there. He actually pancake blocked Jalen Williams that time on the left side. Or I'm sorry, Jalen Walker. First down and 10. 4-man front. Looks right side. It is again Jake Bringing Stool. And, you know, one of the best parts of this league is that we stream every game, and we see his tendency to go to Bringing Stool time and time again. Take note of that when you go ahead and play Clemson. 5-man, and there it is again to Bringing Stool. 6
Wow, that
catches.
was an amazing catch.
Well,
really
you know, there's a reason why he has a star above his logo. 4-man rush. Underneath, it's Brown. First down, 2-minute warning. They have to punch it in here, right, Cam?
Yep, and Tyler Brown again, the sophomore receiver one, using him in Bringing Stool a lot, as he should. But here they might use Phil Maffa.
And really rightfully so. Goal line, chew some clock. 2 timeouts. The clock should not be an issue. Really, if anything, Georgia should be calling it. 4-man rush. Gets out of there as Klubnik. Still took a small hit there. Gets up cleanly. Oh, my. I am shocked the referee did not throw the flag there.
No. And not to mention that left streak was wide open, but it looks like he hesitated and rolled out instead. And just like that, Georgia's pressure.
Now, right here, you have to run the ball. They pass the ball time and time again. 3-man rush. Empty pocket. It's Russell. Oh, my gosh. It's the big fella. Christian Miller.
And I think we can tell the nerves are really hitting Clemson and Panzer here. But Georgia...
Holy smokes. I cannot believe it. Christian Miller's parents are going crazy behind me. Handoff, right side, loss of 3. But that's all right. The sidelines of Georgia are still going crazy. Christian Miller. I can't believe it. That man's balling out for this team.
And also Trevor Etienne, 4 carries with 125 yards. You could seriously make an argument for the best running back in college football this season.
Absolutely. The ETN blood. Pressure comes, but it's not enough. Incomplete. 3rd and 13, and now Clemson, they may get the ball back.
It's definitely possible here. Carson back, making great throws, but the Clemson defense seems to power on them when they're stuck in their own goal line.
D-line rush that time. Corner out. It's caught. It's the tight end. Excuse me, tight end that time. I want to say Ben Yurosik, the senior.
And that tight end, too. Georgia has really good tight ends. The junior and Oscar Delp and the senior Ben Yurosik, both really great tight ends. Arguably the best tight end duo in the league, and Georgia's taking advantage of that.
You know, one thing I'll say, I'm not sure if it was a mistake by Panzer that time in Clemson, but using the DT there on 3rd and 13, obviously it's a no-go. Maybe he does use the DT, and that's actually an announcing mishap there by me. Cameron, has he been using the DT the entire game?
I don't think he's been using it the entire game.
Interesting. So I wonder.
I think he's just doing it now.
Interesting. Well, we will see what Panzer ends up doing here He's using the DT right now. Back to the linebacker. 2nd and 4. 52, 51, 50, 49. The clock is ticking for Beck. Trips to his right. Etienne to his left. Takes a snap. It's going to be a 5-man rush. No pressure. Throws a laser to number 6. It's going to be Dominic Lovett for his 2nd touchdown of the game.
The senior receiver one for Georgia. If a receiver is going to make a statement, it's him. He's arguably the best receiver of the game right now. And same goes for Trevor Etienne. There's a lot of players that could win player of the game here, not just the quarterbacks.
Yeah, absolutely. 35-7 now. Georgia has the commanding lead over Clemson here. And, well, let's just eat away here, right? Go for a field goal. You're a coach. You have 2 timeouts. 39 seconds left. I still think you just can't. Maybe take a shot here, but I see 2 deep safeties. Wouldn't be the best idea here if they go all the way deep. And he dropped down all the way back. Sack. It's, I believe, Jalen Walker, number 11, loss of 8.
Definitely sit in the bucket a little too long there. I feel like the left streak was somewhat open if you freeform it. But besides that, of course, Georgia's defensive line is just going to come in and sack Cade Klubnik right there. Seems like he's playing with a lot of jitters right now, the junior.
4-man front. He's going to go down again by Walker. Timeout, Georgia.
3 sacks for Georgia in the first half. And a part of that is just Clemson playing nervous, to be honest with you. It looks like they're playing a little scared. Maybe they're starting to give up, lose hope. But I think with the weapons you have, I don't think you can. I think comeback's still very possible.
Absolutely. Anytime you play SEC on SEC, you know that they have a chance. Pass rush comes. Number 13 is going to go down, and it is going to be a heck of a coaching adjustment here at halftime for Clemson.
Man. Clemson's definitely going to have to make a great speech by... Wait. Okay, yeah. I thought that punt was botched, but oh my goodness. The halftime speech has to be great here by Panzer to motivate his players to come and walk on Georgia's field and make a 28-point comeback. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Cover 3 look here. Toss play over to the right side. ETN. What a tackle that time by Clemson. Timeout, Georgia. But remember one thing, everyone. Because the clock stops here, if they have a chance to throw like a 6 or 7 second route over the middle of the field, we'll say like 37-yard line or later, right? Because in rags, kickers kick farther. They might have a chance to spike it. So here we go. Can they get in field goal range? Out of under center. Beck. Hit as he throws. That may take a hit on wear and tear. And there it is right there. The target line, they're telling me right now, is the 41-yard line. You have to get somewhere there in between the 40 and 50-yard line. Maybe even a 6-yard route. You might be able to attempt a 60-yarder. That's how weird this game is. Handoff, ETN left side. They have to make a tackle here. They do. Spin cycle activated. But that's no match for number 7. Tackle by number 7. Halftime, 35-7. Cameron, what does Clemson have to do to win this game?
If whenever Georgia presses or if Georgia gives them any sign of, hey, throw deep on me, then I think they have to take it. And the onside kick here, they're starting out. But it looks like Georgia reacted to it.
This is Mercedes-Benz Stadium, man. This is giving me some Saints flashbacks playing the Colts in the Super Bowl. Onside kick, man. Holy smokes. Unfortunately, is recovered by Georgia. They will take over at their own 45-yard line. Carson Beck with ETN, both having stellar games. Handoff, ETN right side. It's going to be prolific blocking by Georgia. Give him 13 yards, first down.
This was to be expected of Georgia, but this much of a blowout is completely surprising. Now, Coach Neil Hobbs from Georgia, they did expect a very physical game between Georgia and their rival Clemson this week, and that's what it's looking like right now.
Yeah, undoubtedly here, as we have a 1st down and 10, Clemson going to cover 0. It's cover 0, here comes the heat. Here they come. Can they get the quarterback? No, they can. It's going to be swallowed away by number 2. Good job that time by Shelton Lewis, the sophomore corner.
I mean, Georgia is playing like a bully right now, just throwing it deep, really rubbing it on Clemson. Be like, hey, beat me deep, and if you can't, I'm going to run up the score on you.
That's right, Cameron. Handoff right side. It's ETN. Good tackle that time. Way to rally that time. I saw 21 on the tackle there. 3rd down and 5. This is pivotal. Probably going to be 4-down territory for 95% of the lead this year because of the fast meter on Heisman. The thing I'll say is, remember, some people might say, oh, it's Heisman, it's so fast, the meter, oh my. But remember, college kickers, anything over 50 is really less than a coin flip. So it should be the same way here in this game on a faster meter. And that will all but make kickers more valuable in this league and recruiting. Underneath, drag route, feet in bounds, cut upfield. It's number 4. I want to say that's Oscar Delp. 1st down.
And Carson Beck, notice he's only 5'4", only 8 passing attempts.
First down and 10 now. 3 minutes and a half to go here in the 3rd quarter. They can chew clock anytime they want. But also, remember one thing though. Georgia, if they're up so much, I'm putting my backups in. I'm not getting my players hurt. Right side, ETN, loss of a half. 2nd and 10. Beck, 186 pass yards, 6 for 9, 2 touchdowns. But remember, it's the big plays. Sure, he only has 9 pass attempts, but still, ETN probably has 8 or 9 rush attempts. It's just been the time of possession. They're throwing some bombs, the big plays. Clemson, they're trying big plays too. However, pressure by Georgia's getting the backfield. Reverse play there, 1 yard, 3rd and 9, Cameron.
I think Clemson really needs to get the stop here. If they don't, the game's probably over. Georgia really just running it down their throat right now. They're definitely taking advantage of Clemson's run defense that they've never really been known for being good. But
yeah, sure. 3rd down and 9. Here we go. Brown in coverage. Using by Panzer. Contain on. And touchdown. I don't believe it. Lovett has the hat trick.
Oh, I mean, Georgia is pounding the rock at this point. They're just throwing it deep. I don't even think they care anymore. I think they just want to get as much stats as possible before this game ends, which I can't blame them for doing so.
You know, I'll be honest, though. I'm telling you right now, 42-7. Like I said before, wear and tear never mattered more. If they get a stop right here, I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm taking Carson Beck out of the game and my star receivers out of the game. I don't care how it happens. You know, every game matters in this league. I could see real life, whatever, but especially because, real life, I could say, run your route 70% speed, go through the motion, run block, but don't go 100%. But, in a video game, you can call a stretch play and then your wide receiver's hurt. So you got to be careful with wear and tear this year. You're up big. Rest your players for next week. Flea flicker. It's going to be picked off by Starks. Right side. 1st down.
Now, that was probably the first flea flicker of the season, and I'm honestly surprised that was picked off. But the tight end, I believe, who threw the ball, it was just a little low, and just like that, Clemson has the ball back, or Georgia has the ball back.
One thing I'll say in this league is, again, 12 teams make the playoffs. What a stance Georgia is taking in this league. And they may go ahead and, especially with Texas and, myself losing, I may have to go for, remember, those top 4 seeds are reserved. And, those top 4 seeds are reserved for the conference winners. And so if Georgia is going to win the SEC, as the Texas coach, unfortunately, I am unable to get a top seed for the first round bye. Here we go. 1st down and 10. Carson Beck. Handoff. ETN. Speed could not cut a hole right there. Give him 1. 2nd and 9. You see the running back comparisons there, Cameron. Any takeaways there between Maffa and Etienne?
Both great running backs. I think it really just comes down to who has the better defense, and Georgia's clearly shown that here with Clemson holding Clemson to 7 points. And oh my gosh, what just happened?
I think it was a broken play right there, Cameron. It's an RPO. People are still learning the read option this year. It's actually you hold A to keep the ball. You don't press anything to hand the ball off. I think Joey Vitt right there, the Georgia user, still getting used to the new option mechanics from previous NCAA titles.
And it looks like Clemson's user just stopped. That was the definition of a broken play. I think it even confused Panzer there too. That was
absolutely ridiculous. It fooled us all, man. 3rd down and inches. What an A gap shoot that time by Panzer. However, he went through the B gap there. 1st down, Trevor Etienne, 11 handoffs, 167 yards and 2 touchdowns. Boy, you just gotta wonder. He's making Travis Etienne proud.
100%. I'll be sitting at home, watching him with a big fat smile on his face. Now, what's this?
We have a goal line here. It's going to be a counter right side. Met that time by number 11, the big fella.
Play.
I gotta say,
if it wasn't for Nick Harbor's 470 receiving yards, I really do think Trevor Etienne would win Player of the Week. But he should win big SEC Player of the Week most likely.
Absolutely. Right there. Oh my gosh. Hey, Cameron, what's better than 3? 4. Touchdown there. Dominic Lovett, his 4th. 4 for 152 and 4 touchdowns. Anytime the receptions match the touchdowns, you can say it simply. Give me the ball every time, I'll score. And that's exactly what Dominic Lovett has done tonight.
I mean, this is just an annihilation by Georgia. I think they should just run it out now, play it safe, probably take their starters out. This game's over.
Yeah, and I would even put some backups in for Clemson. Really, I think people have different spins on this in real life. You want to build continuity in the next week. You know what? Let's get those backups some reps because they matter too, especially in the wear and tear system. You may see them start in real life. You may have them come in the game for real life injuries. This game's already over. I'm going to probably disagree with a lot of users here in the chat and whatever, but I think even when you're down or up big, I think that you should put some backups in. We see a flag hit as he throws incomplete. Is it holding? Let's find out here by Vil Vinovich. It's a holding. Tristan Lay that time, the center. 1st and 20.
So many unusual things happening. Negative 26 rushing yards for Clemson, even though they really couldn't run the ball much. I mean, now, not only is this a blowout, but this has been a very interesting game for any statisticians out there. Very unusual.
Blitz screened right side. It's a DB blitz. And this is where Cade Klubnik is taking some hits. 2nd and 20 now. And, the one thing I'll say as well is, we have 30 people on the wait list and growing for PS5. We are having cross-platform for Man Online franchise. We always give away a gift card for our winners every single season. But the one thing I'll say, though, is remember, anyone watching, Georgia's so tough, almost picked off during the throw of a sack. It's going to be 3rd down and 20. But the one thing I'll say, though, again, is we have people to fill you. If I were you, even if you're losing, not having the best year, I would still keep your spot because even if you leave by accident and you regret it, you're back in the wait list and it may be troublesome coming back in the league. 3rd and 20, verticals look, 5 wide, D-line, spread the time by Georgia. Christian Williams, pressure, lobbed up, intercepted. Intercepted that time by number 6. It's going to be a Georgia turnover to end the quarter. Everett.
I really do think they just need to run the ball out here, avoid injuries, play it safe. Since this game is over, they really need to be careful here.
We have 4 takeaways, 4 sacks. The Georgia defense is really imposing their will here tonight in the SEC rivalry between Clemson and Georgia. And for anyone watching out here, my big takeaway in this game for Georgia is watch the heat. I'm seeing a lot of pressure. I'm seeing his user hover the center. A lot of tactics to cause some insane pressure by that front 7 of Georgia. So if you play Georgia, my big pro tip is get rid of the ball quick. Run the ball. On defense, you have to watch some corner routes. I've seen him call some corner routes here and there, right? Watch out for the streak to, of course, the star receiver, Dominic Lovett today. You have to understand what they're doing, what makes them powerful, and you have to be willing to take your checkdowns and smaller passes versus this team. Chewing clock, 2nd and 8, continues to keep Etienne and Bechtel in the game. Play clock under 3, takes a snap, passes the ball. It's going to be caught, first down, give him about 16 yards, and that's going to go to London Humphreys, the sophomore.
London Humphreys. I believe he's the receiver 4. So I guess his backups are starting to come in now. I think that's a good sign. We still have Carson Beck out. And it looks like Clemson's going to blitz here.
McLeod under center, trying to get the A-gap there. He does it with perfection. Loss of 2. Kobe McLeod, the sophomore linebacker from Florida.
Florida really has some great athletes. Lots of coaches making their pipeline. Florida, I can't blame them.
Yeah, I made mine Texas to double down on the Texas Longhorns, but, we have our recruiting class. We know what we have to do. Really, you can go either way. Trenches, DBs, offense, speed, abilities, 4-star, 5-star, 3-star, stats, height, weight, whatever. That's what makes this game very unique in the online Dynasty is. And down he goes. Loss of 8. Clemson's first sack on the stat board. It is, I believe, Barrett Carter.
Oh,
Number
and also,
0.
Matt, I think according to my sources, some Clemson fans are starting to leave the stadium early to avoid the traffic.
Yeah, they probably are trying to go back and maybe have an early start to their weekend. Some motion here. 2 minutes, 45 seconds to go. In motion, Humphrey. And Beck almost took a hit there. You have to be careful by keeping your quarterback in the game this long. He did take a hit in the ribs. Number 11 in the pressure. 4th and 20.
Hopefully that doesn't affect him for next week. Instead of taking that hit, he hits a Clemson defensive lineman in the face. But next game for Clemson will be very interesting. Hopefully they can make a comeback, still make the playoffs. And same for Georgia, honestly. They may be great, but can they keep this tide rolling?
Yeah, that's really the big thing is, again, I talked about in my stream last night and, things, I'll talk about that, The thing is now that it's on Heisman, now we know what everyone has to offer to the league. Again, you're going for the top 4 buys, or what you're doing is, and it's intercepted again by Robinson. He may go all the way. Georgia is showing no mercy to their rival, Ellis Robinson IV. A deflection, a pick, and a touchdown for the freshman.
And he does the Heisman pose, of course. Oh gosh. And the Bulldog mascot looks happy. Bulldogs fans look happy.
Man.
And the Clemson fans are just gone. They're just not even here anymore.
Yeah, absolutely not. And one thing I'll say again is, remember, this is where we start to see a clear powerhouse in the league in in Georgia. And the thing I'll say about this is, this goes back to my days in the online franchise back a few years ago in Men NFL 20, Men NFL 21, and 22. When you have someone in your conference, you have someone, I'm not sure what Clemson's doing there, 1 yard line, they will start the ball. I would just run the ball, get out of the game, 56-7, go ahead and have some coaching adjustments going into this one, into next week. But the thing I'll say is, going back to my days as a franchise coach, As it passed that time, it's broken. It's number 0. I want to say that is Antonio Williams. It is.
Oh my God.
First down.
Cade Klubnik, 1 touchdown, 5 picks, 300 yards. It's been a very bad game for him, but if you're gonna have a bad game, it's against Georgia.
That's right. But going back to what I was saying on my tangent here, towards the end of the game, back in my franchise days, you would always have that powerhouse. You're trying to avoid them, at all costs. Flea flicker, and he's sacked. Loss of about 6. And even right there, Jay Hall, high chance of injury. Hall, number 44 there. This is why I would just put some backups in if I was Georgia and Clemson, because you just can't have the injuries when it's 56-7. It's a meaningless snap right here. 2nd and 16, but I'm trying to finish what I'm going to say here. 4-man rush, pressure, and another hit against Cade Klubnik. It's Michael Williams, 2 solo tackles, a sack, a tackle for a loss, the junior linebacker, number 13. But, what I was saying, though, was remember, you have a powerhouse teams like the real NFL, in the 21st century. You're trying to avoid that, 2011 Patriots team. You're trying to avoid that 2024 Chiefs team. You try to avoid them at all costs. And so, just understand that you might think that Georgia is, just unbeatable. We see a bomb that time in number 6. Broken tackle. 2 broken tackles. It's Tyler Brown, touchdown Clemson.
Wow. Seems like Cade Klubnik and Panzer are just trying to stat pad here and dance, even though they're down by 40. This is very reminiscent of the 2022 National Championship with Georgia versus TCU. Looks like Georgia really is in their 2022 form. And this might be a hot take, but I think they're going to go undefeated if they keep this up.
Yeah, absolutely. But keep in mind how hard Heisman is, especially with stream games and play call limits. We will definitely be watching out as teams play against the Heisman CPU. 99-yard drive that time. Well done. But the thing I'll say again, finishing up my thought here, is remember, some people might say, after watching this game, I can never beat them. An onside kick is recovered by Georgia. Now, interesting how we learn something from that. Notice how he put his kicking cursor all the way flat to the ground. That seemed pretty glitchy to me, Cameron.
Wow, and I remember in Madden 23 and 24, the sky kick was most popular, but hey, I guess the meta's changed.
Absolutely. It changes frequently. I would just need the ball here, but handoff for wear and tear reasons, loss of 3. Timeout Clemson, and I'm going to say it right now before it happens. One of these players is going to get hurt, and we're going to see. I don't care if it lasts up to, I could be wrong, Cameron, but I think it's up to 4 weeks max in this game, or can someone be out for the whole year?
You can actually. I actually saw on a Reddit for college football. You can be out for the entire season. There's actually a career-ending injury I saw on Reddit. Yeah, you can have career-ending injuries, but very, very rare. So,
just absolutely foolish. Absolutely foolish by these 2 individuals here. Really just meaningless shit right now. Pardon my French, and hopefully CBS won't fire me on the stream. But the thing I'll say is just honestly, man, you just can't be doing this right now. The game's over. Someone's going to get injured here. ETN's taking hits here to his thigh, his knee, his elbow, his spleen. Timeout there by, I want to say it's Clemson.
Yeah. I think it is
Are
Clemson.
they listening to the stream here? Are they going to go ahead and knee it? Let's see what they're going to do. No, they're not.
If they get another first down. Oh, wait. Are you kidding me?
Wow. Here they come. But look, I spent 5 minutes talking about one thing. But first of all, handoff, ETN, small hit, 4th and 1 there. Timeout, Clemson, 4th and 1. But the thing is, though, is remember, you can have someone, there's 32 people in this league, right? English Premier League setup. The bottom 3 teams get kicked. And then that enables a guarantee of the wait list going down and down and down and being filled. Also, we're going to have weed outs, people quitting, because they're losing or they're busy, whatever. but it's going to be more comp than ever. And, the thing I'll say about this league is, understanding again that, you have to have faith that even though, Georgia and handoff ETN, will he score? Small hit that time, 1st and goal Georgia. But the thing is remember, even if you think that they're really unbeatable and all that stuff, trust me, in the playoffs, you're going to get the best of the best. The best teams, the best programs, the best schemes, the best coaches, the best players. And when you have those top 12 teams, again, 8 are playing the first round of 12, and then 4 of a first round bye. Even if Georgia has that bye, and let's say you have a different bye or a different game, touchdown ETN there, 3 touchdowns, 198 yards on 18 carries. But the thing is, though, is you have to have faith that someone else will step up. Maybe, this Georgia player here, Joey Vitt, maybe he struggles against, someone who's really good in a run scheme. And, we have Mike in the league, and Mike owns South Carolina, and South Carolina matches versus him in the playoffs, and it could be Joey Vitt's kryptonite. And someone else can beat Georgia for you in the playoffs. And so people always say, I'm screwed. I can't beat this team. You have to have faith. And it goes, with the same way with, even the real NFL, right? I'll never forget playing, or even in the MLB, being a Guardians fan, growing up. I'll always remember, when we beat the Rays in the wild card series 2 years ago in 2022, a lot of our fan base, what a catch that time, though, by Tyler Brown.
That could be a play of the week right there.
Absolutely, but let me finish real quick here, though. But understand that, hey, look, we won the wild card round. That's great. Now, where's our help? Can someone beat the Yankees for us? Can someone go out there and beat the Astros for us? Sack that time, have a day. Number 52. What a sack. But the thing I'll say, though, is, again, you need some help. And people forget that part of these, season stories. Man, what a hit. Cade Klubnik is taking. It's Michael Williams. Have a day. An interception. Many pressures, many tackles, many sacks. But again, it's having help. And you have to hope you have help in the postseason for someone to beat Georgia. Go ahead, Cameron. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Klubnik really just getting clubbed right now by this Georgia defensive line. I'm surprised they're passing here. I guess they're just going to try to get some stats, make the loss not look too bad. And yeah, of course, another throw out of a sack. There's been at least 20 throw out of sacks in this game from what I can count. And looks like Clemson's going to their depth chart and going to swap out their starters finally.
That is.
But, man, wait. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought he was going to concede.
That was, you know what, dude? You're taking your quarterback out with 24 seconds left. I'm proud of you, but I still think it was too late. But it looks like these teams are going to get away with having no injuries. D-line, I'm actually shocked with how long this game lasted. The bloodbath, backup quarterback incomplete there. By the way, backup quarterback, we have Chris Vezina, the freshman, redshirted last year. Incomplete. And they're going to need it. This game is over.
Yeah, just like that, the game is over. I am curious who the player of the game is, though. Lots of receivers getting fed. I feel like the Georgia defensive unit played really well. Maybe one of the corners got a pick six, could win it. Let's see here.
Dominic Lovett, absolutely deserved 4 touchdowns there. And now we can go ahead and refresh and see what's happening here in the league. The one thing I'll say, with this, intact and stuff is, just really understand, really just understand, really what this dynasty has to offer. I see Carfish in the stands. Security taking him out. What's up, Brady? How you doing, Carfish? But, the thing I'll say, man, in this league is Texas did lose last night, unfortunately, to Colorado State. But, when you had the league settings, on Heisman, the CP really is on steroids. You have a block punt. They had a lot of bullshit in that game, pardon my French. But remember, a play call limit of 4, quarter length of 5 minutes. Just a lot of passion in that game, Cameron. I mean, high scoring, but just a lot of passing. And I think if we had some more runs and more inbounds plays, I think it would have been less scoring. So what is your takeaway from that game and league, Cameron?
Well, there's been 8 upsets this week. I don't know if that's ever going to happen again, but there has been 8 upsets this week. I know that Arizona State lost to Wyoming, Penn State to West Virginia, Miami, Aaron to Florida, the first human versus human game of the season. There was also, I believe, there's also the Pittsburgh Panthers lost to Kent State, 21-31. Florida State barely winning by 6 to Boston College. The Pandas actually beat the Tennessee Volunteers today. And one more upset was, of course, yours, but we don't got to talk about that. But, yeah. But Georgia says, no, you're not going to upset me this week. And just like that, they dominated. And against Clemson, too. Now, Clemson's defense isn't very good, but this was supposed to be a shootout. But Georgia's defense really locked in for this game. They really tapped in.
Yeah, and
if
looks
they keep
like
that up, man, it's going to be nasty.
Well, it looks like right now as well, they're giving Texas one of the most bottom 0-1 teams you can have, unfortunately, in the SEC standings. But really a lot of work to be done. Also, my fault. For some reason, I was calling Clemson an SEC team. So they will take a hit there, helping Florida State and SMU with the ACC and Miami as well there for Aaron Mitchell. But, I mean, really the big thing, though, is just going forward. Again, it comes down to, 12 teams in the postseason, a lot more fun than previous years of 4. We have a really good game, Cameron. I'm actually coming to your stadium. Texas is going to Michigan. Sunday Night Football. We're going to have two new commentators coming in that game, Cameron. Are you ready for Sunday Night Football, Texas at Michigan?
I am for sure ready. I believe it's going to be around 8 p.m. So let's see what happens. But it will be in Michigan, and I know how big home advantage is. So I will be nervous playing you because, it's going to feel like playing like a final boss, kind of like Bowser. But since I'm at home and I think I know what to do, I did play my week 1 game against the CPU. Really tough defense, to be honest, but I was able to stop them to 9 points. Really just got to take your checkdowns when you got to, and you just got to try, really, to win. If you don't try, I think you will lose, and that's what's so great about this league. There's such a great skill gap, and that's why it's going to be so entertaining, I think, in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, my big thing is getting in the postseason, even as a 12 seed. I really didn't want to lose versus Colorado State, but again, I'm going to do whatever I can to get back on my feet. One loss is not going to do it at all. Keep in mind, guys, on a Heisman, you're going to see a lot more CPU losses than just me. All games have to be streamed. We're going to see if you're doing any exploits or whatever, but really, every game matters, and you got to get in the playoffs. Once you're in the playoffs, we're going to have some great streams coming up soon. We are really going to sim as soon as we can. If it's Sunday night, tomorrow night, just everyone get their games in when you can. And Cameron, do you have any other remarks in the last minute before we get going?
Yeah, for sure. Week 1 has been super crazy. I think the craziest thing that happened so far was Nick Harbor in Miami with Coach Moneyman breaking the all-time receiving yards record with 470 and 6 touchdowns, went away from the receiving touchdowns record. I think that's really incredible. There's also a lot of great quarterback play. I know that South Carolina is right now leading in passing yards with 631, yet only 16 completions with 8 touchdowns, 1 pick. I'm surprised that's not a record, but Preston Stone for SMU too, 600 yards but threw 9 picks. I think if someone were to win the defensive player of the year or whatever you want to call it, it's going to be a cornerback for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to go right now and see the national stats before we're out of here for the league. So the national stats here for passing. Yep, there it is. Lenore Stellars, the freshman scrambler, 78 overall. And that's all Moneyman. Moneyman is honestly, I mean, he's a real G. And he's going out there to get you in your dreams and your nightmares. So watch out for South Carolina in this league. You might say it's unrealistic, but, we saw Shedeur Sanders over 500 yards the first week versus TCU last year. So, it really depends who you play. And again, like I said, being on Heisman difficulty, it ain't going to be as easy as you think. So we're going to go from there, everyone. Take care. It was really a pleasure being here in the box for an hour stream. We're going to go from there. We'll see you tonight for some cut action for, later tonight. And signing off is Matt Kennedy.